Hello Ignite, I'm David Rice and I want to welcome you to a very important lesson that many young dentists make a very big mistake on, and that's protecting your assets. The reason I'm going to share this story with you because it's really near and dear to my heart, and what seems very unreal to you right now in dental school or your first couple years out became very real for one of my best friends that I went to school with. So I want you to picture how hard you're working right now in school, how much time you're giving up, all the freedoms that you've passed on that many of your friends haven't and are enjoying life right now. And get that picture in your head. Now I want you to fast forward a couple years from now. You've got a great practice, maybe you bought a great house, you're married, you have some kids, you're taking great vacations, you're making $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a year. Life is good. And now I want you to picture going to work one day and you have a patient in your operatory and you're looking through your loupes and it strikes you that was crystal clear yesterday isn't quite so clear today. So you try to clear your eyes, but they just don't really clear. And you come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And if you're anything like my best friend Mike, at some point a week later, you freak out and you make an appointment. You head to the ophthalmologist, they run you through that whole camera 1, camera 2 thing and a bunch of other tests that you've probably never had when you've gone before. And in short order, what you learn is at age 39, you have macular degeneration and your clinical practice life is over. Think about that. Great house, great family, great vacations, earning a great income, all like that in an instant, totally at jeopardy. Now I want you to do what most young dentists don't do, and I want you to do what my friend Mike did. I want you to learn and to understand the difference between incredible disability insurance that protects you and the cheap stuff that everybody's putting in front of you because it looks really good, you can sign your name, it's simple, it's fast, and it's inexpensive. And I'm here to tell you that at the end of the day, if that insurance policy doesn't pay you when you need it, it doesn't matter how inexpensive it was. You have to invest in your very best asset, and that very best asset is you. That's why I brought in somebody that I have personally vetted for over 18 months now. And I'd like to introduce you to a great friend of mine for about a year and a half now, Brandon Capps. Good to see you.
Very good to be here, David.
Good to be in sunny Arizona with you. So
yes, gorgeous out here.
It's amazing, a little better than Buffalo, just saying. So Brandon owns a company called Velocity Wealth Management, and he is one of the top experts in the dental space for dental students, for residents, for young dentists, and he knows everything there is to know. And boy, did I get a lesson in life about disability insurance as well as other things we need to do as dentists to protect ourselves because it's complicated. So thank you so much for investing time in Ignite and our young tribe. So Brandon, I'm going to start today with a question I know a little bit about, and that is own occupation,
right.
Within the disability space.
Right.
Can you tell us what that is and why that's so important to our young dentists?
Absolutely. So David, this is a critically important part of having inside of a disability insurance contract for dentists. And the reason being is dentistry, as you well are aware, that it is extremely dexterous occupation. We've got to be able to make sure that the dentists are firing on all cylinders, not only emotionally, physically, but mentally as well, because there are so many roles that dentists play. So what an own occupation contract does is it allows the dentist to protect their own occupation, which is being a dentist. That means a typical definition may be something along these lines. If you are unable to perform the material and substantial duties of your own occupation, you will still receive full disability benefits even if you're working at another occupation, as long as you're not able to work at your own occupation. Now again, this is critically important for dentists because they're highly skilled, highly trained, high incomes as well. As it is such a dexterous occupation, there are many things that maybe a dentist could do outside of dentistry. You know, if something happens where a dentist may hurt their hand or their finger or their ulnar nerve, there are many things that they could do, such as maybe go be a general practitioner for medicine. Maybe they could go do some type of sales or open up a business outside of dentistry. But we see all too often that dentists, not always physically, in fact, most of the disabilities are illness and disease related, can take them out. And if you don't have what's called an own occupation contract, you may be in bad luck. Many of the contracts out there are what are deemed to be any occupation contracts, or a modified own occupation contract where they might only pay you for 2 years or 5 years if you're not able to be a dentist, but then if you can go work at any other capacity, they may not pay you at all.
So subtle difference, but one word makes a difference between own occupation and any occupation.
Minor contract language differences, but major implications.
Okay. What about if I'm a young dentist and I get hurt and I can't practice in my office anymore? Can I still teach at a dental university, do research, maybe work for a big company like Ivoclar Vivadent or Patterson Dental, things like that?
Excellent question. So if you do have a high quality individual disability insurance contract that does protect your own occupation, and there are also definitions called specialty own occupations that if you specialize, you may want to look into as well. But if you have one of those high quality individual contracts that do protect your own occupation, you would be able to go and work at another capacity as long as you can't perform the material and substantial duties of your existing occupation being a dentist.
So that's an important distinction to know and understand as a young dentist and a graduating fourth year student is I would imagine that it's going to cost a little more to have that specialty own occupation, but we know what we know best and probably worth the spend on the front end to have a range of activities we can do within our own profession.
Yes, it's important to know what you know and know what you don't know and work with a professional, someone that does specialize in the industry so they can go out there and help you search the different policy options and to teach you so that you can make an informed decision what's best for you.
I like it. I like it.